She wakes up to a sharp pain in her side. Someone kicking her, telling her to wake up, bitch. For a moment, she thinks it's her dad. Then she opens her eyes and sees it's Dean Coral, the electrician who's renting this house in Pasadena. She looks over and sees her friend, Wayne Henley, handcuffed, his feet bound, his mouth duct taped.
Why in the world are there so many other victims when it was a known fact what he did to me?
Got all the vibes. Yeah, I got all the vibes. I can't let you run. A nigga can't let you run. This rock star life got me on another high. It's fucking with my mind. All these drugs on my mind. I got all the vibes. Yeah, I got all the vibes. I can't let you run. A nigga can't let you run. This rock star life got me on another high. It's fucking with my mind. All these drugs on my mind.
What's good? Dark Knight Gang and it's thing gang. Hey bro, today I'm about to do another video from Watch Mojo. This one right here is titled 10 People Who Survive Famous Serial Killers. Be completely honest with me. If a serial killer came after you, do you think you would survive? Do you have the balls to kill somebody that's trying to kill you? Keep it a stack. Or would you just run? I got the balls. If somebody trying to kill me, that's self-defense. I've been waiting to kill somebody anyway. Just give me a motherfucking reason. Anyway, shout out to the gang. We about to watch this video. This is about to be a fire video, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I hope all you guys have a great Sunday. Let's hop into this video, man. Yeah, let's go. Hey, this is a good movie, too.
Oh my God, he has a gun.
For this list, we're looking at those people who narrowly avoided dying at the hands of famous killers, either by escaping the attack itself or by surviving their injuries. The criminals don't have to meet the strict definition of serial killer.
Okay.
As long as they killed multiple people, they fit the bill.
I'm called the
Is it
banana,
that?
and
I swear I thought that was the definition of a serial killer.
I look really good. And he actually got picked.
Number one, that's your number one, all right.
Number 10, Holly Dunn, survived and held rescinded.
All right, what happened?
Rescinded went by the name of the Railroad Killer, a man who claimed at least 15 lives throughout Mexico and the United States during the 80s and 90s. On August 29, 1997, Rescinded attacked both Christopher Meyer and his girlfriend Holly Dunn, who were walking alongside some train tracks. He tied both of them up and killed Meyer by dropping a large rock on his head.
I got my hands untied. I held onto my belt behind my back so it looked like I was still tied up.
He proceeded to stab Dunn in the neck with an ice pick, beat her over the head with a plank of wood, and sexually assault her.
Dang.
She managed to survive her injuries, becoming the only known victim of the Railroad Killer to have done so. Number 9.
Sheesh, did you hear? Yeah, she survived. I'm glad you survived. Did you hear what she went through? She got stabbed in the neck with an ice pick. Ah! Beaten the head with did she say a wooden board? And sexually assaulted. She survived, so you still got your life. That's good. But man, if that would have happened to me for the rest of my life, I'm hunting him down. I'll come from revenge. That's insane.
Rose Stewart survived
I was about to say something crazy, but let me not.
Dean Carter. In March of 1984, Dean Carter murdered 5 women and received...
Look, y'all my boys, so we could talk. Y'all the homies, we could talk. Bro, if I got molested by somebody, if I find you, I'm doing it right back. And I'm killing you. But first, I'm doing it back. No, is that gay? Let me know down in the comments. Is that gay? I just need to know. Is that gay? Let me be quiet.
to the death penalty for his crimes. However,
I'm not
his
even
first
playing,
attempted
though.
murder
I'm not
was
even
not
playing.
successful. Rose Stewart, a woman whom Carter had known and grown attached to, woke up to find him in her room, whereupon he had his way with her for 5 hours. However, Stewart pretended to enjoy his company. Due to the compassion she showed him, he let her live, and she promised to call him while he was leaving. Stewart quickly went to the authorities, but Carter was long gone. Stewart later testified against Carter in court, helping to put him behind bars. Number 8.
That killer is a dummy. You had your way with her for 5 hours, but since she was nice and act like she enjoyed it, he was just like, oh, okay, yeah, everything is cool. All right, now I'm not gonna kill you. Yeah, it's cool. And then she testified against you, stupid.
Teresa Thornhill survived
dude.
Robert Black. Throughout the 1980s, Robert Black kidnapped,
You got what you
raped,
deserve,
and
though.
murdered
All right, but hold
numerous
on.
young girls throughout the UK, with most ranging in age from 5 to 11 years old.
So a lot of young
15-year-old
girls.
Teresa Thornhill was almost added to his body count when she was grabbed by Black on the streets of Nottingham. However, she managed to squeeze his groin during the struggle, which in turn
Smart.
loosened his grip and allowed her to scream for help.
Smart.
Her nearby boyfriend heard her screams and raced to her aid, resulting in Black hopping back into his car and speeding away.
Okay.
I feel like I'm happy to be here, and I'm like happy that I've survived the tale.
Another 2 years passed before Black was apprehended in Scotland. He was sentenced to life in prison, where he died in 2016.
Deservingly
Number
so.
7, Tali Shapiro, survived Rodney Alcala. No one knows how many lives Rodney Alcala ended. Some say it could be 50, others say it could be as high as 130.
Between takes, he might find him skydiving or motorcycling. Please welcome Rodney Alcala. Rod, welcome.
Known as
That's a good looking man. No homo.
the dating game killer because he once appeared on the game show before his crimes were known, he was sentenced to death in 2010 for 5 murders, and received an additional 25 years after copping to 2 others. His spree began in 1968 with 8-year-old Tali Shapiro, whom he sexually assaulted and beat with a steel bar in his apartment. After responding to a 911 call, a police officer found the bloodied Shapiro, but Alcala had fled. Shapiro survived the ordeal and now works as a chef.
Why in the world are there so many other victims when it was a known fact what he did to me?
Number 6.
Did she say she was 5 years old? I'm glad you survived, but that's a crazy ordeal to go through right there, man. 5 years old being beaten and sexually assaulted.
Larry Flint survived Joseph Paul Franklin. The first male victim to appear on our list is Larry
this
Flint,
is
the
interesting.
president of Larry Flint Publications and the producer of Hustler magazine. On
Oh,
March 6, 1978, Flint and his lawyer were shot by a man who was standing across the street from them. Years later, white supremacist Joseph Paul Franklin, who had slain between 7 and 22 people throughout the late 70s,
And they all black?
claimed responsibility. Franklin stated that he was upset by interracial photos that were featured in Hustler.
Wow.
He supposedly had shot me over
You racist.
for a black and white photo feature that we had published in a magazine.
While Flint survived the attack, his spine was irreparably damaged, leaving him permanently paralyzed and dependent on medications.
Damn, for the rest of
Number
your
5,
life, bro.
Corazon Amurao survived Richard Speck. While Speck's reign of terror lasted only one night, it is harrowing all the same. On the night of July 13th and 14th, 1966, Speck broke into a dormitory that housed student nurses, and it was here that he brutally raped and murdered 8 of its occupants.
What?
Amurao could have been the 9th victim, but she hid under a bed while Speck was finishing off the other 8 women.
Did he have a
She
weapon?
stayed under the bed until 6 a.m., when she finally emerged amid the blood and bodies. Amurao later identified Speck in court, a move that helped sentence him to life in prison. It was there he died from a heart attack in 1991.
Okay.
Number 4, Kathy Kleiner and
So he went into a dorm that had a whole bunch of student nurses, killed them and raped them, and she hid under the bed. They should have just tried to like jump him, bro. It was 8 or 9 of you guys versus one guy. Maybe he came in there with like a shotgun. You feel me? He had the shotty, so they were scared. So I guess that makes sense.
Karen Chandler survived Ted Bundy. Bundy is a killer who needs no introduction.
Yeah, we all heard of
The man
him.
who killed 30-plus people almost added 2 more to his list on the morning of January 15th, 1978, when he broke into a Florida State University sorority house. After bludgeoning one woman with a fire log and strangling another, he attacked Kleiner and Chandler.
And he had a log, a piece of firewood that he had picked up, and he struck me in the head with it.
Kleiner suffered a broken jaw and a lacerated shoulder, while Chandler suffered a concussion, a crushed finger, a broken jaw, and some lost teeth. Bundy's
All right,
attacks
you guys
on all
think
4
died,
women
though,
lasted
so-
all of 15 minutes. Had he stayed longer, there's no telling how many more would have suffered.
Facts.
Number 3, Whitney Bennett survived Richard Ramirez. Known as the Night Stalker, this monster burgled many homes and murdered at least 13 people in California from June 1984 to August 1985. He almost added 16-year-old Whitney Bennett to his list, and among Ramirez's survivors, her story is perhaps the most perplexing. Bennett was beaten with a tire iron and strangled with a telephone cord. However, Ramirez saw sparks shoot from the cord, and when Bennett took a breath, he was frightened and ran away. Ramirez was a Satanist, and he believed this was a sign that Jesus Christ had saved his victim, hence his fear. He left Bennett
Okay.
alive. but
Shout out
with
to
massive
Jesus.
lacerations to her scalp that required 478 stitches to close.
At least she
Number
didn't get
2.
killed. I got a quick question for you guys. Why does it seem like most serial killers kill young girls? What's up with that? And it's mostly men. Have you noticed that? I guess the most popular serial killers are mostly men, and they mostly kill like women that are definitely under the age of like 50, maybe even under the age of 40. Why is that? I wonder. I don't know. Something to think about, you know what I mean? Something to ponder.
The Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer is one of the most infamous serial killers of all time.
This is a great movie, too.
Perhaps his most well-known attack was the one at Lake Berryessa. On the afternoon of September 27th, 1969, Brian Hartnell and his girlfriend Cecilia Shepard were having a picnic at Lake Berryessa. It wasn't long before the Zodiac, complete with an executioner's hood, appeared. The couple was tied up, and the Zodiac proceeded to stab them numerous times while they were on the ground.
You have to have a successive set of goals. And if you can keep this going and you can keep your mind active, whether you die or not, you're at least psychologically attuned.
Hartnell survived his wounds and later told his story to the authorities. However, it was in vain. The Zodiac Killer was never caught. Before we unveil our
He was never caught?
number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Oh, okay, I guess you're not gonna give us any backstory on this. This is a great video, though.
10 people's lives that had done nothing, and my sister, she suffered so much.
He didn't strike me as someone who was going to kill me. He struck me as someone who was trying to push my limits, but then it quickly turned to, this guy's not respecting my limits.
That sounds like some BDSM sex type stuff. Dang, I was trying to read that. Nah, I want to read it. I'm sorry. This is actually fascinating me. I like this type of stuff. She wakes up to a sharp pain in her side. Someone kicking her, telling her to wake up, bitch. For a moment, she thinks it's her dad. Then she opens her eyes and sees it's Dean Coral, the electrician who's renting this house in Pasadena. She looks over and sees her friend, Wayne Henley, handcuffed, his feet bound, his mouth duct taped. She looks to the other side, and there's the boy Tim she hadn't met until the night before, when she escaped her father's homes in the Heights. He's tied and taped too. Dean's still berating her when she looks down at her own body and realizes she's also been tied. Dean never liked her, never liked any girls, but this is unexpected. Dean had disappeared before she passed out, retreated to his bedroom, saying something about having to work in the morning. The three plopped down on the living room carpet and got to feeling good. Wayne and Tim were huffing acrylic paint from a bag. All three shared shots of Wayne's dad's moonshine. She had taken a puff of a joint that one of them passed her way, and then it was lights out. Okay. I like to read. I read books, bro. I'm a nerd. I be telling y'all that. A lot of you guys don't believe me. Just because I get women, I make music, I'm still a huge nerd, bro.
Number 1, Rebecca Garde. Survived Gary Ridgway.
Literally, all the killers on here were men.
Known as the Green River Killer, Ridgway's 49 confirmed murders make him the most prolific serial killer in American history. And unconfirmed murders could bring the total higher than 90.
He's a waste of society and a waste of space. If I had one thing to ask you today, it would be kill him.
Garde was almost added to the tally when she was picked up by Ridgway while hitchhiking along the Pacific Highway. After offering to perform an intimate service on Ridgway, she was taken into the woods, where Ridgway attacked her. She managed to fight him off and ran to a nearby trailer home, where she was quickly taken in and sheltered. While she could barely speak immediately after the attack, she survived and is extremely lucky to have done so.
Great video from Watch Mojo. Thank you guys so much for requesting it. I basically gave my reaction throughout, but I do want to talk about that last one. She said, so the homie, I'm not going to call him the homie, this dude's a serial killer. The serial killer pulled up to pick her up and she offered him sexual favors. So I'm guessing she's a prostitute. I wonder how often prostitutes deal with like crazy people and their Johns be trying to hurt them, be trying to kill them. I wonder how often they have to deal with that. Prostitution might be one of the most dangerous jobs out there, bro. First off, it's illegal. Secondly, I bet you they get attacked a lot. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments. Great video. Shout out to the gang. Peace.